Hello viewers and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Women Now. It is a very special day here today. Why? Because we are going down the memory lane and we're going to bring you some fantastic segments that we've aired all through this year. Tell me what was so fantastic about 2012 for you?
For me? Actually a lot of things. Just being on Women Now itself was a big change for me and just loving it. There have been plenty of surprises throughout the year, but in terms of Women Now itself, I started off the year as a viewer, and I've had several favorite episodes of mine, but I wouldn't go over each and every one. One particular episode that I really enjoyed, one segment actually of an episode, was of this little girl, 12-year-old girl called
Who wrote a
Sabina.
book? Sabina.
Oh, you stole mine. That was my. Oh my God! I can't believe it. That's my favorite. I swear to you, it was.
Okay.
It was.
I wasn't at the studio.
Do you know how she got involved with Women Now?
No,
Does
I
anyone
don't.
here know how we hired Smita? How she got involved with Women Now?
That was actually in the last half of
Yeah.
this
12,
year.
yeah.
Guess what happened?
What?
She came to audition for Women Now, a fashion show that we were doing, and she didn't get selected.
I was rejected.
this is the
You?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. She
Oh.
was rejected. So here's what everyone should know: that there's always a silver lining. One door closes,
Are you
another
were you
one
one
opens.
of the panelists?
No, I wasn't a judge. Yeah.
And I wasn't either. Don't worry.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't playing a prank on you that time.
Okay.
So what ended up happening? She comes for this audition, and the judges had better, taller people, I would say. I don't know what.
Yes,
I can't say that. Sorry,
everything,
she's sitting here.
everything.
And then we sent out an email because there were a lot of other nice people, so nice models on that audition. So we wrote that if you want to help women now in any other way, you're more than welcome to do that. It's just that you won't be walking the ramp that night, but that doesn't mean the end of your Women Now career. So she comes to help out, and I said, hey, you're going to become a host with us.
Wow.
And then this is...
Yes, she put me right on camera. She said, do it.
Yeah.
And I jumped in, and
Right.
rest was history.
Was this
Right?
that event that where we
Wow.
had that singer guy from Bollywood, and then there was the theater and the
There
whole
were
9
plenty.
yards?
You're
Was that the one?
always you're
sorry.
always all
You
over.
always talk
What
about
was
it.
fantastic?
I
Was
about
some-
you?
no, but there
there
was.
also. I probably wasn't there.
What did you
also
like
at that
about
event.
2012 the most?
Oh gosh, the most in terms of women now, or just in general?
Say about women.
Okay, let's stick with the subject. I think for me, I mean, it's been close to a year now that I've been with Women Now, and I have a very similar story where, you know, we met at a party, and a week later we're having coffee and discussing about me hosting the show with you. But I think ever since coming on to Women Now, you know, I've realized it's one thing when you hear power equals responsibility, but I think this really gives you a first-hand feeling because, you know, it comes with a bright light. Then be it at school or be it at work or be it right now no work or anywhere else, it really, you become the face of something. People think that you portray this image, and you know it becomes, I think you carry a responsibility with it, and I like it because you have that opportunity to take that light and shine it, or at least for me, to shine that light a little bit on issues and matters that matter to, you know, that are close and dear to my heart. So I think that has been an instrumental change because I'm a camera shy person, trust me,
I
believe
don't
it or
think
not.
so. It's been
So
great
this
having
was-
you with us. I mean, you added a lot of value to our
Thank
show, and
you.
we
So,
just
but
love
yeah.
having you around and making us laugh.
Yeah, I mean,
Manish,
it gets
do
you
you
out
have
of your
anything to
comfort
add to
zone.
that?
Well, it's hard to top that because it's sort of
It was a
that
very
sums it up.
profound way of explaining things.
Yeah, that was. I mean, if you want to get specific, I mean, we had so many great things happen on the show this year, right? Both in the studio, the interviews, the additions, the subtractions, and just basically, I think that meeting different guests from all spectrums.
Right.
I really don't want to qualify and say. I do remember the author; she was phenomenal. It was great. The young lady was amazing. But you know, whether we met Zoe, the first
Right.
Army officer who came out and said, "Hey, you know, this is my sexual preference," and she stood up for millions of people.
That's right.
Whether we had financial chats or whether we just, you know, it's just such a big.
Yeah, it's been an
It's-
eye-opener for
it
a
is.
lot
It's
of
been
us.
amazing. It really has.
Also, it was so hard for us to choose which episodes and which segments are we going to show. So we're going to show you some of the highlights of 2012. It's been hard, I tell you, to pick the ones that are most liked.
Yeah.
Here you go. And today we have with us our youngest guest so far on the set, Shabana. Shabana, tell us all about yourself. You wrote this book, and I'm going to hold this up. It's called Forbidden Earth.
Yeah.
Right? Tell us all about this book, how you got started, what inspired you. So many questions.
Yes, lots of questions today.
So this story is basically a futuristic sci-fi, and it takes place in a time when there are no more humans left on Earth.
Oh no.
And the Earth is ruled by a sort of biological computer. And Macy, the main character, and her spaceship is the first spaceship to land on Earth in centuries. But they land on an area called Forbidden Earth, which they think is an area where no BC would ever set foot. But they were wrong, and that's where the story starts to unfold.
So the humans have been chased away in the future?
It takes place in the past of this novel, but in our future.
Okay, in our future.
Let's rewind a little bit and let's find out, from when did you think of writing this book? What was your childhood like? At what point you realized that you want to write and publish a book?
So me, my dad, and my friend were sitting around discussing things that would make an interesting movie plot, and I wasn't capable of writing a movie, but I found this plot so intriguing that I decided to do the next best thing, which was publish the novel.
So how did the plot come about?
My dad is into scientific things, and I like reading fiction, just as any girl my age would. And so we decided to combine the two as we were talking together. And so the plot was formed as a sci-fi.
This is something you've been doing since you were really, really young, because you're already really young right now, but I mean, when did you first start writing? How old were you when you actually picked up the pen?
I started writing this the summer before I entered 6th grade, so it took 1.5 years to write.
1.5 years, wow.
Hello, Adroon.
Hello, thank you for having
Did
me
I
on the show.
say it correct, Adroon?
No, actually, but that's okay. I'm used to this butchering
Tell me
stuff.
how am I supposed to say that?
Odrone.
Tell us, Awaken Perfection, Global Consciousness, how are you breaking all the barriers?
Well, Awaken Perfection is sort of a book on global consciousness, and breaking through barriers, they're related. Now, before we sort of talk more about the book, I'm proud of something, which is this book is endorsed by the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi.
Wow.
So
Are you serious?
So
Wow.
we're very, very happy and proud about it. And I
Dr.
thought this
Arun
would be
Gandhi.
very
Okay.
much
Okay.
related to share that. And,
Okay. So are you addressing a lot of Eastern culture in this book and talking about how that can get assimilated with our Western culture? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, yes and yes. And so as we all see, the world is coming together while it's falling apart. And so the coming together part is that Eastern and Western thought, East and Western is converging. Okay. So Eastern thought is a wonderful thing because Eastern thought is all about wisdom, whereas Western thought is all about love. And so we are forming this new global consciousness, which we've never seen before.
So you're combining wisdom with love.
So it's like philosophy.
Absolutely.
Right.
The love of wisdom.
Exactly.
And Eastern
Exactly.
culture is more ancient than Western. So Western got adopted and adapted much later, right?
Yes.
So are you kind of trying to talk about that, the history of the cultures and how it came together?
So exactly. So the book is split into two parts. One is history, the other one is mystery. And so the mystery part is all
I like
about
that,
perfection.
history and mystery. Wow.
That's excellent.
And so history will show how we actually, humanity, traveled through time, like traditional age, modern age, and today, now, the new age we're living in, which is the planetary age. Right. And so, you know, it's very funny because when you look at the world falling apart and all these crises that are happening in the world today, you know, financial crisis, global warming, religious warfare,
Kids giving
it's
you trouble.
overwhelming, right? I mean, we all get frustrated and react, and when we react, we can't think and create. And so, you know, but I say on the other hand, it's all perfect.
So, for example, I mean, this book, this Awaken Perfection, what specifically are you trying to solve in someone's life? What area of life? Is it the thinking, the the material liking, or what is it that you're addressing specifically?
Well, specifically, we look at a core. So when we speak of a being, what's happening within, for example, yourself. We look at the core. And so when you look at the core, you examine how that person views the world, right? Because the way you view the world will depend, on your perceptions.
So action need not have a reaction with the same belief. So if there is an action, somebody cuts you in the road, it's how you believe that cutting happened, your reaction will depend on that.
We go out there and we start running without the destination in mind. That's a very common mistake with all of us. And some of us who know the destination, we sort of know where we're going. We still play in the fog because we don't have the structure or the plan in place.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that as an engineer, you used to work like right across the street from here.
I actually did. I never noticed this place. This is beautiful.
Yes, and so how do you like the event so far?
Great. You have models, it's always going to be good.
That's right. And how do you, we're about 10 or 15 minutes before you go up right now.
Correct.
Are you all set with your material? You know what you're going to do?
Pretty much. I am what I like to call myself ever ready.
Oh, like a battery, huh? Ever ready?
Battery.
Now, do you actually take a look and see how the evening's going, who's here when you decide your material, or do you already kind of have it thought up in the beginning?
I kind of have a general idea of what I want to do because I know the event, but then I will definitely look around what's happening and certainly pick a few things from the event now. So I might be actually talking about some things that happened out here.
Well, that sounds like fun. Hopefully, I don't want to be part of the jokes, okay? I'll talk to you about that after if I can be avoided.
Okay.
No, hey, quickly then, when you are deciding material, let's say, you're not looking at the event, what makes you tick? What makes Samson tick?
One of the questions I get often is, how did I get started in comedy?
That's the one.
And my simple answer to that is, growing up all my life, I used to hear about how smart people are. And as I grew up and I realized how smart they really are, I figured I got to open my mouth. So that's what drives me. We look around, we see things happen, there's silliness in the world, there are some things which are not right, and we just observe and commentate on it.
Okay, and so it's basically observations.
A lot of it is observations, a lot of it is also personal opinions and stories. So something that I face as a first-generation immigrant in America, I talk about that a lot. So you'll hear a lot about that today.
Okay, so that looks great. And then what about future plans for Samson? Where can we see Samson?
I run my own shows every week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Oakland. I also have a new show that I do once a month in San Francisco called The Minority Stand Up, where I do a whole hour. So if you guys want to check a show out, that's the one to do.
All right, well, we'll be looking forward to seeing you in a few minutes. It looks like the music's already starting and the party's going.
Let's get the party started.
All right, that's a party with Samson. Check him out.
And so growing up in Bombay, I was always told, and you might have heard this too, that Bombay is just like New York. Yeah. Right? That's what they say. Bombay, just like New York. So I went to New York. Not really. Because New York is a city that never sleeps. Bombay is a city that never lets you sleep. Thank you. But they say New York is 24/7. I think Bombay is 48/14. And again, that's the joke that only works in a room full of Indians. Because if I tell that out in the clubs, people are like, whoa, 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 fraction, slow down, dude. That's why I love this.
Shanti, I've seen you in parties and you've pretty much set the trend everywhere. I'm looking for you. What is she wearing? Now tell me, what is this? This is a beautiful outfit.
She is a fashionista. I love her. From anything from the studio, whatever she wears, it becomes absolutely grand. So the outfit that Shanti is wearing today, first of all, the blouse has a beautiful neckline, mixture of net and silk, which is so different, the way the net and the silk is mixed. The sari is a beautiful purple, which is with the stonework, with the zardorji work, and with the entire sari sequenced, so which is really making it very grand. you know.
Now tell me this. I mean, does this feel very heavy or it falls very well?
It falls very well. It's not very heavy, and I think if you are familiar with saris, I think it's wearable, very wearable.
So now we have Desiree. I see you're wearing a beautiful red booty work. Now, Komal, you have to tell me what this dress is all about.
So, Ina, this dress is all about a red color, which is a bridal color. It is with the Zardozi work, which is a very prominent work of India. Zardozi is always, as you see, with the stonework going on, and it is done on silk, which makes it very formal, which makes it a bridal wear.
Okay, this is a very traditional bridal wear. I see this all the time, right? This style has never gone out of fashion. And this is called the Zardozi on silk bridal work. The red color is the color most people would pick. So does that mean this is one of your key pieces?
Yes. Nowadays, brides are definitely experimenting with different colors, like the greens and the maroons and the purples and, different colors. But yes, red is red.
Alicia, you look gorgeous. Just ready to get married to an Indian guy. Do you have one in mind? Can we call him?
Sure. Give him a call.
Let's just call someone and say, we have a bride for you.
Okay.
Now, explain this to me. This is a very unusual color combination. I mean, it has mostly the green and the pink and the blue in it. So, is this a trend now?
Yes, nowadays, as I told you, brides are experimenting and they are doing different colors. Different colors is in for the season, where they are mixing hot pink with the light pink, with the bluish tones. The sleeves are matching, but the body of the blouse is different, which is totally going with the lehenga color, but the blue is really bringing a contrast. So this is really in Ina, and it is done on velvet. So that's me.
Well, I see the velvet bottom here. That's very pretty. And the work comes out because the shine kind of throws the rest of the work out. This dupatta is very pretty. You look lovely.
Hello, Shabana.
Hello. Thanks for having me here. Thanks,
Well,
Janet.
first of all, Manish.
Yes.
What is your Valentine plan?
My Valentine's plan, can I tell you what I've done in years past?
No, what are you planning this year?
Oh, geez.
It's around the corner.
How about sending the loved one to like a day spa in the morning? I heard that's a
Alone?
good one. Yeah, and then I'll play
When
some golf.
Shobna is going to throw some light on her.
I'll play some golf.
Congratulations, Shobna. You're starting your own dating site. I mean,
wow.
who would have thought? That's like turning your passion to reality. We just talked about it. And you are doing it. You were very passionate about it. And now it's becoming a reality, right?
That's true. Thanks. Thank you so much. And this is something I have always enjoyed doing. Matching my friends. Oh, you are single, available. I know someone. Would you like to go on a date?
So you've been
Meet
like
them.
the sort of quintessential matchmaker all along, huh?
All along.
All right.
And now I finally decided, why not, take it to a different level and help people.
Okay.
Because I have many friends who are like really struggling to find the right person.
Tell me about it. I have so many friends, nice girls, nice guys.
Yeah.
Somehow they're not able to, match up.
That's because like the online dating and stuff that's available out there for them, it's like they are on their own.
Okay.
Any individual, even an educated person, very successful individual, when it comes to dating, they're completely at loss.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
So they need help. And that's why I'm starting this because I strongly believe it's not some computer-generated algorithm that is perfect for you, that's going to work. It's much more a comprehensive process, and it is a very important thing that you're trying to look for someone to be a partner in your life, and that doesn't happen just online.
Right. So how are you different from all these online websites?
We're truly one-of-a-kind service. You will not find anywhere else, I can really tell that. And what we are doing is we are just not throwing a bunch of people together or giving them the ability to look for themselves. We are there first. I would sit with them and ask them the right questions. What are their priorities? What are their goals?
So wait. So you're meeting everybody individually. So although you are a website, but you're more like the personal touch. So you're meeting them first, understanding them, and then trying to find their partner. Is that it?
There's a different level of service.
Okay.
And the top of the line one is, we call it Platinum Plan.
Okay.
And that is a personalized matchmaking service. What we do is first I meet, interview, and gather all this information.
Right.
And then we strongly believe many people, they do not know themselves what they are looking for.
Of course, that's what the
And
issue is. Yeah.
so we are going to have, as part of the service, they are going to be talking with our relationship counselor. And that counselor will ask them those questions. So why do you think those things are important to you? And what is it making you not being very successful in the dating world?
Ooh,
So-
that's new.
That's really new.
So you go through a counseling before you actually match made to someone else. right?
Yes, that helps that person become more aware of what they're looking for.
Well, thanks for watching, viewers. Next week, we will bring you some more of our favorite moments, which I think are your favorite moments too, while we go down our memory lane.
Yes, and don't forget to like us on Facebook. It's great. You like us, you like us, you like us.
And send
You
us
will
not
be-
up to
And
speed. where
please
people
do
You'll be
follow us on
amazed.
Twitter. We would
You'll
love
be
to hear
amazed
from
the kind of things
And
that
as
they
always,
have.
we leave you with
They
the quote,
come up with non-linear
"Acquire
thinking
true
to problem solving.
self-power."
So it's
Right,
fantastic.
right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you,
and
Reena.
we'll look
Appreciate
forward to connecting back in some time and seeing what changes have happened.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.